Have you ever wondered how some people seem to get 10 hours of work done in just 3 hours? They build businesses, create content, study, train, and somehow they still have energy left after it all. And it almost looks unfair to people like us, to people that can't really get stuff done. And I'm going to tell you a story about myself. Just a few months ago, I wasn't even able to record videos like this. My brain was so fried by dopamine and by my phone and all the distractions around me that I couldn't really focus on anything for longer than half an hour at a time. And I know a lot of people are in the same position with how easy it is to get distracted. And a lot of people think that the solution to this is motivation and being motivated to do work. But the secret usually isn't motivation at all. It's understanding how the brain actually produces focus and productivity. Your brain runs on a small set of neurological systems that control attention, motivation, and learning. And when those systems are working correctly, productivity can feel effortless. And I'm going to dive into exactly how you can become so productive that it feels effortless and it feels illegal. First, we have to talk about how your brain literally rewires itself when you work. So your brain is not static. Every time you learn something, practice a skill, or focus deeply on a task, the structure of your brain actually changes. This process is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to recognize itself by forming and strengthening neural connections in response to experience and learning. In simple terms, the more you practice a skill or focus on a problem, the stronger the neural pathways associated with that task become. Over time, tasks that once required intense effort start to feel almost automatic. This is why high performers often look effortless, because they've been doing it and training their brains for so long. Their brains have literally rewired around the things they do every day, and there are certain things and also certain tools that you can use to make this process easier and to make it stick faster. First, we have to talk about the foundation. Dopamine drives motivation. One of the most important chemicals in productivity is dopamine, and you hear a lot of people talking about dopamine this, dopamine that, but they don't really mention what it actually does and how you can actually use it to your advantage. So dopamine is involved in motivation, reward, and goal-directed behavior. When dopamine rises, tasks feel more interesting, effort feels more rewarding, and focus becomes easier. When dopamine drops, procrastination increases, motivation disappears, and work feels exhausting. Your brain constantly calculates whether a task is worth the effort. If your brain expects a reward, dopamine rises and motivation increases. If it doesn't, your brain is going to resist doing the work. This is why clear goals and progress markers dramatically increase productivity. Now we have to talk about multitasking and why it actually destroys productivity. So one of the biggest productivity killers is multitasking, and I've fallen victim to this. I still do occasionally, and I know many people feel the same. So people often believe they're doing multiple things at once, but in reality, the brain is rapidly switching between tasks, and this is called task switching. Research shows that switching between tasks increases cognitive load and reduces efficiency and performance. So each time you switch a task, your brain must reorient attention, your working memory resets, and your mental energy is consumed more. This creates what scientists call switching costs, and these switching costs can add up very quickly. So instead of finishing tasks faster, multitasking usually makes everything take longer, compared to if you just focused on each thing one at a time. You'd actually be taking less time to complete what it is that you need to get done. So deep work is where all the real productivity is going to happen. The most productive people spend a large portion of their time in something called deep work. Now, deep work is basically uninterrupted concentration on cognitively demanding tasks. When you remove distractions and focus on one task for long periods, the brain enters a state sometimes called flow. In this state, focus becomes extremely sharp, time seems to pass quickly, and productivity dramatically increases. Now, almost all of us have been in this flow state. I hate using that word because I feel like it's overused, but it is true. All of us have been in that state at one time or another, but most of us fail and fall short at staying in it consistently every single day when we have to get things done. So this is also when the brain forms the strongest neural connections, which means deep work doesn't just produce results today, it actually makes your brain better at that task in the future as well. So overall, deep work is how you're really going to get things done, and this is often why you'll see people maybe work for 2 hours and get more done than you would if you worked for 10 hours. And that's why deep work is without a doubt the most important part of productivity. And there's actually some tools and compounds that you can use to assist getting into that flow state and staying in it. So these compounds are nootropics. Now, you've probably heard a lot of noise and maybe some nonsense about nootropics of people saying the wrong things. But another reason people talk about productivity and cognitive performance is nootropics. Now, nootropics are substances designed to improve cognitive functions like memory, attention, and mental performance. They're often called smart drugs or cognitive enhancers, and the term was originally coined by a Romanian scientist named Corneliu Georgia in the 1970s when studying compounds that could enhance learning and brain function, and he actually created the piracetam, which is the original nootropic that a lot of people use. So it's important to understand what nootropics are, because a lot of people are going to say that they're magic pills, but they're not. Most of them work by interacting with a few major brain systems. So dopamine for motivation and drive, acetylcholine for memory and learning, and glutamate for neural communication and plasticity. So different compounds influence these systems in different ways. Some examples include stimulant type compounds. These increase alertness and wakefulness, and these can include caffeine, modafinil, Adderall, anything like that really gets you awake and going. Next, you're going to see cholinergic compounds, and these affect the brain's acetylcholine system, which plays a major role in learning and memory. Some examples include racetams like piracetam, or compounds like alpha-GPC that you're going to see in a lot of pre-workouts and energy drinks and things like that. Finally, we have adaptogenic or neuroprotective compounds. These may support brain health or resilience to stress. And you can see examples like lion's mane mushroom or Bacopa monnieri. Again, these are very popular in supplements. So these compounds can help assist your systems to make your work truly feel effortless. A lot of people see nootropics and see all these systems that they can put into place, but they ignore the foundation. There's another reason some people seem unbelievably productive, and it doesn't start with their work. It starts because their brain simply has more energy to work with. Things like sleep, exercise, and stress management all influence cognitive performance. So when you sleep well, your brain consolidates memories and restores neural systems needed for attention and decision making. When you exercise, blood flow and neurochemicals release, improving mental energy and mood. So without these foundations, productivity systems rarely work because the brain simply doesn't have the biological energy required to sustain focus. So it starts the night before. It starts with how your day is going, if you got your exercise in, if you got outside, all of that. It all works together, and if you put it all together, then you will see your productivity enhance and multiply. But you have to build your foundation, and you have to make sure that that is right. You can't just ignore this and then expect everything else to work properly. So the conclusion is that the people who seem insanely productive are not superhuman, and you don't have to idolize them like that. They just understand how their brain works. They protect their focus, and they avoid constant distractions, and they repeatedly train their brain to concentrate deeply. Because the more your brain practices focus, the easier productivity becomes. Over time, the work that once felt impossible starts to feel effortless, and that's when your productivity starts to feel almost illegal. So a lot of people, honestly, most people are going to watch this video, and I hope that you aren't one of them, but they might watch this video, not build their foundation, not use any nootropics, and not put any systems into place, and they're going to say, oh, I'm trying so hard, I'm studying, I'm watching all these videos, and I just can't seem to get more productive. But you don't have the right systems in place, so it will never work if you don't take action and put those systems in place. And that's exactly why I developed the NeuroStack. So inside of the NeuroStack, you have literally everything you need. It's a full comprehensive system to build out your stack, to increase your productivity and enhance your cognition. We have multiple different custom softwares in here that you can build your own stack, take a quiz, and it will build a personalized stack for you. We have countless research, we have countless suppliers to get your nootropics if that's something that you're interested in. And then we also have guides on how to put together your systems, research on countless compounds, databases, testing. We have literally competitions in here. So we built a custom kind of game platform that you can test your cognition and compete against other people. So very cool. Every single thing that you need. It's a full comprehensive system. If you want to check this out, to check the first link in the description, and it will be in there. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And let me know what topic or compound, if in terms of nootropics, that you want me to cover next. And yeah, I'll be happy to do that. And again, I'm posting every single day. So if you're interested in all of this stuff, just click the subscribe button. Turn on your notifications, and you'll see every single day a new topic being posted or a new compound being posted about. So